And welcome back to Spoiler Kings. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Brand Man Brandon. How you feeling?
I'm fine. It's very loud outdoors.
It's very loud because it said we have a Lollapalooza come going on, but we are here, guys, to talk about a show that came on Netflix that to really no acclaim, and then all of a sudden kind of blew us out the water. I think it debuted June 27th of this past of 2024.
Mhm.
Is Supercell. There's only one season. Basically, the whole basis is in South London. There's a group of normal people suddenly develop these superpowers, and it's only apparent connection between any of them that they're all black.
Mhm.
Some are Nigerian based, some are or English based, but they're all black. And also, their parents have the sickle cell, gene. So they either
Mhm.
had were a trait or carrier or what something like that, and the next generation end up having powers. So that's kind of the only connection they see. And now we have one man who's trying to bring them together. That's what we got right now. So, what are your first thoughts on Supercell?
It was another one that I wasn't paying too much attention to, so it was another very much under the radar show for me. Uh, I think what gave me the push to watch it was word of mouth. Um, Everybody that I talked to was saying it was awesome. Uh, so I decided to see for myself and really enjoyed it. I really liked the character dynamics. I liked how different the characters were. It was very much like a motley crew of characters, uh, and I thought they all individually they worked very well, and then when they came together, they worked just as good. I thought there was a nice little even balance in terms of like character arcs, that sort of thing. Which, when you're doing something like this, you're either going to really stick the landing, um, or you're just going to drop the ball, like the X Men movies. But you know, uh,
Brian Singer, don't blame him.
no,
Don't
no,
blame him.
no. But and I like the idea of it. Something as typical and everyday as sickle cell or leading to superpowers. I think it's one of the more fantastical concepts out there. And but yeah, I really liked. I think the characters and their dynamic and is where it really shined for me. Like, I don't know if you ever watched that English kind of sci-fi almost superhero show from years back called Misfits, but it
Mhm.
kind of reminded me of, yeah, in some aspects it kind of reminded me of that. But
Um, I, I
and
agree.
and yeah, I'd definitely be all in for a second season.
Oh, it's definitely needs to happen. I think it's the only show I've seen have 100% on Rotten Tomato that I did not know was coming. Um,
Hmm.
I what I felt about Supercell, I enjoyed the way first. If I'm gonna talk about just the show, not this impact, but just the way that they kind of shaped each episode. So the first one is called Michael, so it's focusing on delivery driver named Michael, right? The second one is Taser, who's a young guy, kind of in a gang, but like kind of on the hood, a little bit more of a hood dude trying to figure out his way in life.
Yep.
Sabrina, you have a young person that's doing a lot of good things, in her life. You see Andre, you know, Andre is I don't know, call him a bad drug person, like like he's a pharmaceutical rep, I guess.
Hmm.
And then we got Rodney. So I mean, they gave an episode to each one of these characters, and what they do is they don't just focus on the character; they like weave each character with the other character they just introduced the first time. So like it goes Michael and Taser, Michael Taser Sabrina, Michael Taser Sabrina Andre, Michael Taser Sabrina Andre Rodney, like and how they all kind of come together in the last episode is called Supercell to explain what the supercell is. So I thought that was just a smart way to doing it, and it kept me engaged. So a lot of these shows. do do these characters without really fleshing them out.
Hmm.
And you knew that they weren't going to do it because this whole episode was about fleshing this character out.
Yeah,
And then you don't
like an
not see
introductory.
that, yeah, but you don't not see them. You still see that character in the next episode along with this new character that's fleshing it out. So I thought it was
Yeah,
just done very well. Yeah.
same.
Mm.
And that's a tightrope to walk, because when you're doing kind of character moments like that, it's you're either really going to hook your audience, or you can lose them early on. But I thought they were done compelling enough, because like a character like Michael, I thought was very relatable.
Yep.
um you know and then we had characters who may not have been as relatable, but I think like with certain characters, like Michael, or Andre, or even to an extent the character of Taser, I think at some point in time, in some capacity, a lot of people have been there. So I think that's where they really that's what they really did well.
Agreed. I enjoyed seeing how they're going to go with all this stuff. Um, and I think something that really caught me is that, as I said, they're all black people, right? But they're not all
Mhm.
the same people. Okay, so and it shows as a black person that you and I, though we look like the same things, we're different. You know, I'm different than
Mhm.
even from you, right? And we're
Sure.
closer than someone else. It could be. We're all. It could be. It's a rainbow of people. So not all the people are are all alike, and it shows how black people could be many different things, many different personalities. Not just one specific thing. So I always love when you see a different group
Hmm.
in that light, and understand that they're multifaceted. They are not multicultural. It's the same culture, but multifaceted within that culture. And I think that's just a powerful thing to see. I think that's one of the things you saw with Black Panther that was so
Yeah.
good. So there's different characters within this same you know monolithic group of people. You still have different characters within the one. So I think that this show did a very good job of showing those different people and how they have different goals and different values and all those things. Yet they still are black people, and they still could all be good people. I mean,
Yeah.
and even with the whole idea of Taser wasn't a bad person. He just was a complicated person because people
Hmm.
have tragedy that happens in their lives.
Yeah.
And then you have to make decisions based on those tragedies, how you're going to live. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
thought that was very powerful, and I enjoyed seeing it. Is there anything that you did not like seeing in this?
I think that there were parts that did kind of drag at times. Like kind of there were aspects of certain episodes that did kind of seem like filler, and were kind of added or done out of necessity. I did think the character of Michael at times was a little too whiny here and there. Um, you know, I think there was that. I think there were some kind of parts where it dragged from time to time for me.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think there's anything I didn't like, but I don't like the idea of well, I would say I did like the fact that that even the bad people were still just like them. So once again, black people are the good group and black people are the bad group. It gave me a very much X-Men vibe. I
Mhm.
didn't like the fact that the idea that there was these white people that are behind it, trying to be being the overall bad people. I didn't think that was needed, but I
Mhm.
understood. Sometimes I would rather it being both good and bad based on just where you went, or or where you you come from or what group you see your side on, which is very X-Men, but not necessarily seeing it as these white people that represent the government being the overarching bad people. Um,
Hmm.
as because and not because black people or white people are good and bad or anything like that. I just think that the characters would have been stronger if you just were able to stand on their own 2 feet.
I get that, and I definitely agree now that you mention it.
Yeah, and it's not
Hmm.
necessarily like and not a slight against anything. It's just I would have rather seen that for these characters, but I still think this is an excellent show. I think that they did an excellent job, and I love seeing you know names like Adebayo, you know Ojo, you know
Hmm.
Sadiku, you know, and then also seeing some last name with Mills and Brown, like seeing multiple different type of people that are all very ethnic in their names. I don't know.
Yeah.
It warms my mouth, my mouth, my heart. Where's my mouth?
Hmm.
My heart. Yeah. So, all right. I have one other thing I just noticed about this show for me.
Hmm.
So this show was it's a program created by Rapman. Rapman, obviously he's a rap guy from Great Britain. Uh, kind of made the show, produced the show, helped direct the show. It was really like a Rapman production. If you see
Yeah.
it, so he's a creator, he's a producer, he's a director, he's all those type of things. Um, and I think that's fire that someone would take a deal with Netflix and say, and pay me on the back end. Don't worry about paying me up front. This show, I believe, stands on its own. Pay me on the back
Hmm.
end. I thought that's cool, right? My question is, why can't we ever do that here? Why do I when I always have to say something about a show that's coming out, that has black people in it, that are these great either voiceover actors or anything like that, it's got to be what was that that TV show Good Times, like the Good Times, that the remake that was awful. Why did we have people with money? Why can't we create a show like this too? Not that I want to take anything away from what they're doing, because I thought that is awesome. Because when you think about London, you don't realize South London has black people all around. That it's very
Hmm.
African based, um, which is great. I just feel like it'd be nice to see something like this in America. And
Me too.
not just United States. I'm talking about North America. So I mean, Canada. You know, as we have friends that do these streams all over the place, doing stuff. So
Hmm.
why can't we see stuff like that here?
I'm trying to decide how to word that.
I mean, it's a tough
um,
question because we have
yeah,
money. There's opportunities. We have Tyler Perry. You know, why can't we get something like that here?
because unfortunately, folks like Seth MacFarlane think a crack dealing baby is funnier.
But then you can't blame him, right? Because you could do it for yourself. And that's why I keep on saying about Ratman. He did it for himself. He knew he
Mhm.
wanted something, and he said, "I'm going to go do it for me." And that I give real big respect to that, and I wonder why we can't do the same type of thing. And I hope that even me saying that challenges someone to say, "Yeah, we could do this," because we have beautifully creative people. I see it with all the YouTube shows. I see it with all the creative skits we see all the time. Why can't we do something like that can really surprise and bring up a community and bring light
I
to
agree.
how many people are there?
Yeah, there's so much more to black culture than merely trauma or these nasty old outdated stereotypes. But
You know,
fortunately, I think that's
then
what it's all
even the
built on.
idea of taking sickle cell, which is known that to affect black people way more commonly than any other group of people, and showing that as a beginning of a superpower.
Hmm.
I think that's powerful in itself too. So taking this negative and turning it into such a positive, and I wish that we could see more things like that. I think this show is great. I think it does a great thing, and I hope it plants a seed in somebody that
Hmm.
I could do this too. I could bring something like this out there, and superheroes aren't just one culture, one color, or one way of doing things. They could be me and you, and let's show
Yep.
what me and you means. So, I don't know. Let's see what you guys saying in chat or saying about this. I saw T just jumped in here. So, what's up, T? Said Supercell was awesome. I think it was incredible. I agree with you.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Said said he loved the Misfits. Misfits says
Misfits
underrated.
was awesome.
Yeah,
I really
and
liked Misfits.
I appreciate it, Mama Bear. I just I think that these things could be really, really good. I respect and love that we get in this type of content. I just wish that we could see even more and get people to get behind it and take a deal to get paid on the back end if you really think that you could do a really good job. You don't need
Yep.
to get all your money up front. Um, but I was talking about Supercell. I said on the tomato meter is 100%. So all the critics that have watched it, 100% of them like it. That's crazy in itself.
Yeah. It was cool to see that they were all for it.
As far as the audience goes, it's 73% from the audience, which I think is still good, especially for Netflix.
Hmm.
You know, um, yeah, man. I mean, I think I was very happy to see it. I thought that even the way they showed the powers, and you saw on the eyes. So instead of having the yellow, I blackening, a whitening of the white spark, you see yellowing. Instead of
Yellow.
that, you see the highlight of their eyes, and that really shows that they've you know are interacting with this power, and this power is becoming stronger. And they're actually using their power and they're learning how to control it. I thought that was just a very smart way of doing things without having to put such a huge budget on it.
Hmm.
So, and then seeing the impact of these powers on their daily lives. You know, Michael is about to get married. He had his,
Hmm.
his girl. Dion. What are you gonna do with Dion? He sees his girl dying in the future. He's trying to stop it at all cost,
Hmm.
and he does not. Or does he? We won't know until season 2.
Yeah.
So,
I'm waiting for an announcement. Yeah, because I haven't heard any announcement about a season two.
well, it better be a season 2, and not just. I don't just want a season 2. I want it to come out quickly.
Hmm.
I'm hoping that me is talking to us about this. Hope you understand how important it is to come watch it and just give it a chance. If you give it a chance, you're really gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
Uh, this Ratman in an interview with UNI LAD revealed that there's a plan for 3 seasons. Per
Hmm.
Screen Rant report, Ratman said it will depend on Netflix whether there will be multiple seasons for Supercell or not. Supercell's cast includes, Nadine Mills, Eric Kofi, Calvin Demba, Colson Cole, and Eddie Marson. So it still has not yet been greenlit.
Yep. I'm waiting hand and foot. You don't end a show like that, unless you have like at least several seasons mapped out in your mind, or like the basic framework.
I mean, everyone says good things, And here's the one quote that I thought was good. I want people to really know. It says from the beginning of the show, I always tell everyone that season 1 of Supercell to me is like Batman Begins. It's just the beginning. You've got to see where it goes next to see who the people really are. So
No,
if you
I never thought
you
about
ne
that. That's what.
you'll never get to
Mhm,
Dark Knight if you don't give Batman Begins. And if it's that good, give us Dark Knight. What if
mhm,
Supercell this season 1 is Batman Begins, which is one of your favorite ones, and then we get Dark Knight in season 2, which is by all accounts, except Anzo, one of the great superhero movies ever. So,
mhm.
what if that's what it is? Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm out
Yeah,
here. I want to put the sound out. I want to put the word out there. I want everyone to talk about it. I want people to be free to talk about it. Even say the things that you don't like about it. You know, let's keep the word out there. Let's keep the momentum out there, so Netflix can't just sweep it under the rug and forget all about it like it did with the Get Down. Let's
yeah,
talk
I'm
about
still,
these things.
yeah, yeah. I'm still mad at them about the Get Down.
All right, but that's what we think about Supercell. So I want to hear what you guys think about it. Um, do you think this is a good show? Do you think that you were surprised at how much you felt for the characters, how well they kind of developed these characters? Do you not like the show? Do you think they did do a good job doing something? I want to hear all the opinions. Just like we just saw with the House of the Dragon video we had, and with the Lestat video. I love reading all the comments. You guys have great points and bring out great points. So um, please, if you got a chance, checking out a video, like, subscribe, and put a comment down there so we can understand what your point of view is, and we could talk about it. Got anything else, B?
I think that covers it on my end.
All right, guys.
Mhm.
If you're watching this later, this is the end of this video. If you're still with us on the live show, we're going to talk about our next comments, our next thing right now. So thanks for keeping up and staying with us, and we'll see you on the next video for everybody else.
See you guys.
Peace.